Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday. Secretary of State Delbert Hoseman says most of the calls received by his office on election day are from people trying to locate their precinct. Enter your address into the fields, following instructions at the top of the page. The locator will produce the address of your polling location, a Google map with directions to it, your circuit clerk's contact information and a sample ballot specific to your polling place. The Secretary of State's elections hotline, to report problems, is 844 MS Voter, or 800-8296-786. For election reminders on your phone, text MS Voter to 95577. Some tips from the Secretary of State's office. Identification. State law requires individuals to present acceptable photo ID when casting a ballot on election day. Please have your acceptable photo ID ready when voting. If you do not have acceptable photo ID, your circuit clerk can provide a Mississippi voter ID card, free of charge. If a voter does not have acceptable photo ID at the polls, he or she may still cast an affidavit ballot on election day, but must present acceptable photo ID to the circuit clerk within 5 business days after the election for the vote not to be rejected. Campaigning at the polls. It is against the law for any candidate or candidate's representative to distribute campaign literature within 150 feet of a polling location. It is the position of the Office of the Secretary of State that wearing clothing with a candidate's name and/or picture on it or other campaign paraphernalia within 150 feet of a polling location constitutes the posting of campaign literature and is prohibited. Write-in candidates. State law requires a space for a write-in candidate on the ballot. However, state law only allows for the tabulation of write-in candidates in the event of the death, resignation, withdrawal or removal of any candidate whose name is printed on the ballot. Polls are open from 7 o'clock a.m. to 7 p.m. In the event there is a line at 7 p.m. when the polls close, a poll worker will stand at the end of the line to designate the last voter as of 7 p.m. All voters who are standing in line at 7 p.m. will be allowed to cast a ballot in the general election.